Well, hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Nedwick, and I make healthy lifestyle videos that include some new recipes sometimes, some fashion content, some beauty content, a look into my life, and I'm also documenting my journey on a GLP-1 and Weight Watchers. So today, as you can see, I am dressed in my 4th of July garb. It is Saturday when I'm filming this, and I just got back from my Weight Watcher meeting where she wanted people to dress up for 4th of July and then we all take a picture together. So I kind of got out of bed a little bit late, so I threw my hair up in a bun and went to the meeting, and now I am back to talk to you guys and give you another segment in my Weight Watcher motivation series. I also stopped at the grocery store, and I wanted to tell you guys, I'm not showing you the recipe, but I had the best sweet potatoes the other day. And I think the secret was hot honey. I had never tried hot honey. I had heard about it, but anyway, we went over Mike's friend's house for dinner, and I brought sweet potatoes. I peeled them, I chopped them up into cubes, and I would say fairly small cubes, maybe like not even a whole inch big, maybe like half an inch to 3/4 of an inch cubed. Then you make them in your air fryer. So what we did is we sprinkled a little bit of olive oil on it and seasoned it with garlic powder, paprika, and onion powder. And then we put it in the air fryer at 400 for 7 minutes. Then we shook it, and then I used a little bit of olive oil spray after I shook it and sprayed that. And then you put it in the air fryer at 400 for another 7 minutes. And when you're done, you just drizzle just a tiny bit of that hot honey on it. And oh my gosh, it was freaking delicious. So I have never been a big sweet potato fan. I do know they're healthier for you than regular potatoes. So I actually went and got some more sweet potatoes, and then they also have hot honey at Aldi now, which is great. So I might be making that for dinner tonight, along with I've got a little petite sirloin to make on the Blackstone. So anyway, I thought I would share that recipe with you guys because it's so easy and it was so good. All right, well, let me get into my Weight Watcher mode. I have to say I did a no weigh-in pass today. And I haven't weighed myself since last Saturday. So I don't know if I gained or I lost. I really wasn't the greatest this week, to be perfectly honest. I only walked once. I watched what I ate, but you know, I'm finding with Mike here, I'm not making as healthy a meals as I used to make just for myself. And I need to figure that one out. Plus, it's been so freaking hot here in the 90s. It's been hard to do anything really outside. So, long story short, I don't know if I gained or I lost, but I am going to try to get my mind in the game and do good this week, and I will weigh in next Saturday and share that with you. As far as GLP-1 update, I am still on 12.5 milligrams. I started a new vial, so we'll see. I did that yesterday. And just if you guys are new to my channel, I want to let you know about a video I did several months ago, and it's probably one of my best viewed videos. And in it, I share some products that I use on a GLP-1, and I also told you guys how to numb your injection site. So I will link that in the description box below. You kind of have to fast forward to the end. I mean, you can watch the whole thing, of course, but I do the product review at the end, and I tell you about numbing the injection site during the product review. And just for, I was going to say shits and giggles, I guess I can swear on YouTube. I'm going to link a video I did when I was on Optavia. And I bring this up every so often just because it was so hilariously funny. If you want to see more of my fiance, Mike, it's this video that I do a what I eat in a day on Optavia. But then at the end, I make a fueling hack. And if you're on Optavia, you know what that is. If you're not, don't worry about it. But it made this like brownie treat, and I had Mike as a taste tester. So if you go all the way to the end for the blooper reel, and like I said, I had made a Big Mac salad for dinner, and of course made Mike eat it. And during this blooper reel, I asked him, about how he liked the Big Mac salad, and it's hilarious. So that's all I'm going to say on it. If you guys have been with me for a while, you've probably already seen it, and it is hilarious. Okay, now back to my Weight Watchers motivation. So today, the topic was proof of your power. And essentially, it was focusing on your strengths. And that's not just for dieting, all of your strengths. So basically, what my leader, Michelle, said is the brain leads the train, meaning what we focus on is the direction that we're headed. And we talked a little bit last week in my last video about the negative ways we think about ourselves. And we named the negative thoughts Fred, or my leader did. And some of you have your own names for that. So if that is what you're focusing on, you're not headed in the right direction. My leader said, if you were to write out a list of your good characteristics and a list of your bad characteristics or traits, which would be longer? And we all know it's easier to think the bad stuff about ourselves. I don't know why. As women, I think it just is. So she decided to go around the room and start a list of good traits, or what your strengths are. And these are some of the ones that people came up with. The first one was organized. And I had to laugh because I am not organized. So I couldn't claim that to be a strength. The second one they came up with was punctual, which I also can't claim. If you've seen any of my what I eat in a days, I'm always kind of late trying to get to work on time and don't make it most of the days. And then patience. And I can't say that's a strength of mine either. Mike would say I'm very impatient, but I got to work on that. But then we got into more that I could identify with. And the next one was loyal. And I am definitely loyal. I'm loyal to my friends, my now fiance, feels weird calling him that, to my children, my family. So I do feel like I could claim that as a strength. Good listener. I'm a pretty good listener. I also enjoy talking, and sometimes you have to take a step back and remind yourself that you don't have to cut in and make a comment on what somebody is saying. You can listen to them, and that's what I try to do, especially if somebody's having a serious conversation with me. Creative. Now, I do consider myself creative. I like to paint. Well, at least back in the day, it started when I was in high school, I started painting watercolors. And I haven't done it for a few years, but I used to really enjoy that. So when I retire, that is something I want to start again because I really did enjoy that. The next one was motivating or encouraging. And I am gonna claim that as a strength. For Pete's sake, I've got a YouTube channel hoping to motivate and encourage you guys. And I hope that you enjoy that. And it works, hopefully. The next one is supportive. And again, I can claim that as a strength. I am there for my friend Gina at Weight Watchers as a form of support. Actually, when you guys message me, I always respond and I always try to encourage you. The next one is friendly. And I do think I'm friendly. I'm probably overly friendly. If you guys watch me, you know I'm a prosecutor in the city that I live in. And a lot of times I think I'm way nicer to defendants than I probably should be. But anyway, they always say you catch more flies with honey, right? Kind. And this reminds me, I have told you guys this story before. I do think I'm kind, or nice, as you might want to put it. When my mom was basically on her deathbed 16 years ago, she was never a touchy-feely person, and she was a single mom for a long time before she married my stepdad, and just one of the strongest people I ever knew. And she asked me to come over and hold her hand, which was unusual. And she said to me, Michelle, everyone always says how beautiful you are. I tell them how nice you are. And that was essentially the last conversation we had. And I think about it. And I try to be nice. I try to be nice to everyone. And I don't know if I'm so much beautiful anymore. It has been 16 years, but you know what I mean. That's not what's important. It is how you treat other people. Anyway, I digress, but I saw that and it just reminded me of the story. The next one was loving and caring. And of course, I think I'm that too. You guys all went through my whole ordeal with my sweet kitty Kylie, and she just passed 2 months ago. And, that was super hard. But, I'm loving and caring for my children, for my friends, as I'm sure most of you guys are. Reliable. And I'm going to claim that as a strength as well. I have friends that will say they're going to do something and then they change their mind, or they don't last minute. And I can't stand that. If I tell somebody I'm going to go someplace with them or do something for them, I do it unless I have a very good reason not to. I think that is an important strength. Being a planner. Now, I am a planner to a certain extent. Like I said, I'm not organized. You should see my Tupperware cupboard. But I am a planner. I like to know what I'm doing days in advance so I can figure out, all the things that I want to get in. And I'm not really good at last minute, offers or last minute parties or last minute get-togethers. I mean, I'll still do them on occasion, but I prefer to plan. And that is a strength, and especially on a health journey, there's meal planning. I haven't done much of that, although I did have it in the back of my mind as I grocery shopped today. Some healthy meals to make and that sort of thing. The next one is generous. And I would consider myself generous with helping people out financially, and with emotional support as well. I have helped a lot of, not a lot, I've helped some of my friends and family out of tight spots. The next one is intelligent. And I'm going to toot my own horn for a minute. I think being intelligent is one of my strengths. As you guys know, I'm a lawyer, and I will just let you know that I graduated law school from the Ohio State University College of Law, and I graduated 6th in my class, summa cum laude. So there you go. I kind of feel like maybe I've burned out a few brain cells on wine over the years, but hopefully not too many. And the last one is funny. And I like to think I have a good sense of humor. Watch that blooper reel. All right, so basically the point of identifying all of these strengths was, if we tap into our strengths, look at ourselves through a lens of positivity, it can lead you forward. And then she had us kind of do a little activity amongst ourselves. She wanted you to talk to the person next to you, which of course was my best friend Gina, and ask them one thing they thought they did good this week. And I couldn't think of anything I did good this week, so I asked Gina. And Gina, she's got a full-time job. She actually is a traffic manager for a radio station. But she also loves theater, and she is in a play this summer. And it's the play Into the Woods, and she plays Jack's mom. And she's had to go to rehearsal several times this last week. And where they rehearse, it's not air conditioned. And if I mentioned, it's been in the mid-90s all week. So she's had to go to play practice in this intense heat, and she's had to dance. Now, I took dance lessons. I'm a dancer. Gina's not so much, but she is dancing in this play. And she said she's been sweating her butt off all week, and she got results because this week she was down 3 pounds. So, yay, Gina. Gina also told me something. She said she lives with her boyfriend, and he definitely likes his food and snacks. And she said she has been buying these mini ice cream cones at Aldi, and she'll have one of those after play practice instead of like a big ice cream, like her fiance, they're engaged to, likes to eat. And that's a big, huge thing for her because she is a big sweets eater. I'm not so much. I never have been. I'm more of a cheese kind of person, but that's a big deal. And when I was at Aldi today, I bought the mini cones. Now, Gina seemed to think they were 60 calories. At least the ones I bought, and it said mini cones, they were 120. So still not bad. And they looked good. I haven't tried them yet, but Mike's got a sweet tooth and he's trying to watch his weight, so I bought them with him in mind. So then the leader said, if the other person you were talking to will let you share, tell the group what they did good. So I shared Gina's story, and the leader said, so what was the strength that she used to do this, to go to play practice in this heat and dance and watch what she was eating? And they came up with, she is disciplined, and you'd have to be. So congrats, Gina. Then we went around the room and talked about people's successes. One lady stated she walked 5 times this week, which is great, especially like I said, it's been really hot out. One lady tracked truthfully, she said, which I laughed at, and tried to make better choices and was down 1.8 pounds. The leader asked, so what was your superpower or your strength? And she said, consistency. And I think that's really what I need to focus on, because being consistent with your good habits is what's gonna lead you to your goal weight and to maintaining your weight loss. So that is something I need to work on. So then the leader, Michelle, went through that list that we wrote down and had us raise our hands to the ones we thought applied to us. And she said the one most people raised their hands for was friendly. So she said, how can you channel that strength, being friendly, to make your journey better? And, people said a bunch of stuff, but the one that stuck out was being friendly to other people also makes you feel confident. And, you know, if you're at an event and you're friendly and talking to people, then you aren't focusing on those negative thoughts, or Fred, as we like to call them. And you're also really not focusing on the food and refreshments too. So anyway, she stated, we all have challenges. She wants us to pick a goal and ask yourself, what strengths will make you more inclined to succeed? For me, probably need to focus a little more on being disciplined. And what else? Like I said, being a planner. I want to do a little bit more meal planning, and I also want to plan in or schedule some exercise. So we have a couple older gentlemen in the meeting, and one has shared with us that he's had some pretty serious health issues. And when the leader asked, what do you want to do this week? He piped up and said, get through it. And haven't we all felt like that at some point in time? And then she asked him, well, you know, what strengths is he relying on to get through the week? And he stated he's a veteran and he has been working with a nutritionist at the VA, and that has been helping him and making him feel like he's making progress on being healthier. And he also said he wanted to get outside more. And of course, we talked to him about the heat. As you get older, you really do have to make sure that you don't overheat yourself. And keep that in mind, because it seems like we skipped spring, at least here in Northeastern Ohio, and went straight into humid, hot summer. And then Michelle asked, where do you start with your goal? Everyone starts in the same place, and that is with the first step. So you start from where you are. And, you know, I think what that just means is don't overdo it, or don't make your goals so high that they are unreachable. Take the steps that you are prepared to take now. If that's just walking around the block, then walk around the block and go from there. So anyway, I thought that was kind of cute. And then of course, we ended the meeting with a quote like we always do. And this one was from Babe Ruth. And it said, never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. All right, that is what I'm going to leave you guys with. If you got this far and you like this video, please leave me an emoji of a baseball. And if you liked this video, please like it below and subscribe to my channel. And tick that notification bell so you are alerted every time I upload a new video. All right, guys, I'm gonna say a goodbye for now, and I will see you next time.